Okay, we should be good to go.
Oh, I didn't even look at our discussion questions.
Oh, there's a lot of them.
Yeah, there is.
Really?
There's like 11 of them, and one is you have to like write up a paper and read another case.
Oh.
Yeah, any of you guys look at that B section?
Okay. Yeah, so we should probably go kind of quickly just because there are so many questions and we have to read a case. Like, we'll just like answer the questions as quickly as we can and try not to get off on tangents or things because there's a lot to get to.
Crap to do. Okay, got it.
Okay, number 3. What do you say BzzAgent? Buzz?
I'm just thinking BzzAgent.
Like a
I think
B.
it's Buzz.
Yeah, BzzAgent.
Yeah, like Buzz. Buzz.
Yeah.
Advertising.
What do they do and what need is being met?
Is this the first question?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I had to answer the door.
No, you're fine. So what do they do and what need is being met?
They advertise by physical or direct interaction. Entrapment? Yeah. Don't laugh at me. Making up words.
Yeah. So they use like word of mouth advertising.
What is being met?
I would add that it's effective because it's not just word of mouth, but it's like, I don't know, it's like endorsed.
It's
like
honest opinion.
Yeah, that was smart what they did there too, to like make sure that like, it's not biased. Being met, I think it's personal. The personal touch is the need that's being met. Like it's personal interaction. It's not just some huge corporation telling you that you should buy their crap. It's like a personal that personal touch that you get.
I don't know if I want to say that it's the need is being met, that like it's more effective or more productive, but it's more guaranteed to work.
That's a higher conversion rate.
What?
Well, like how do you shop? Like when you go buy something, like how do you shop?
Experience or recommendation?
Yeah.
Okay. Whose experience?
My experience. I've had Oreos before. I will buy them again.
When you go buy brand new TV that's not like out there, how do you shop for it? You like wait?
It's Black Friday.
Black Friday. I was just curious because like I personally I read a lot of reviews when I want to buy something, and but I look for that same thing. I look for like first-hand experience, not just like, oh yeah, I like this or like this. It's like, no, like I want to see what you produced with that product.
Yeah.
And I look at a lot of camera stuff. So it's like, they're trying to sell me a $20,000 camera or something. It's like, no, I want to see like what you made with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, like those iPhone commercials where they show like the sky and it's like shot with iPhone 7.
Mm-hmm. Because if like, oh, that was all done on the iPhone, like I want that. Yeah. What about the product market fit? Have they demonstrated demand they can profitably serve?
They have a more target market, like because like competitors does like teenagers, but they do like for everyone. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, and I think there's so many different employees that it's like they'll find the right demographic for you. And they've been profitable. They like have been profitable since their first year.
Yeah, did you guys look at any of their financials? They were like,
yeah.
I'm talking about the exhibits.
Oh, look, the next question is, pull out the case and discuss table A, exhibit 5. Take time as you work. How profitable is BzzAgent?
Let's see.
You have to turn sideways. Rotate clockwise.
Table A. think so.
If you click on that on the double arrows to the right, if you're looking at it in a browser, it has a rotation thingy. Because I always do that same thing. Holy cow! Exhibit 4 is huge.
Yeah, there is. Okay.
How profitable?
Is everyone there?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So in 2002.
So the first
Their
question, how profitable is BzzAgent? Oh, and the growth rate.
Yeah. So they made 32,000. Well, actually, these are these in millions? No, these are in thousands, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
they're
doesn't
in
say
thousands.
in millions.
Well, at the very bottom, the totals always show up of the actuals, doesn't it?
What?
The totals are always the actuals, aren't they?
It depends
Well,
on.
but if you actually added it up, it would be what the total says at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
it's just in thousands.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's in thousands. Because they only got their investment in the second year was like $500,000, right?
Right.
500,000. So we should see that in here somewhere. Anyway, they made $32,000 their first year.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean they broke even. You know. When I was looking at this, I thought it was interesting, like their operation income, like how much they lost their first year on their operations, but then their second year,
7.
yeah, their second year they made like 18.
Yeah.
I mean,
Where are you looking?
actually, it's all lost. Isn't it?
It's like on page 21, I believe.
Oh, I'm looking at
And
next.
yeah, so at the very bottom says net income or loss. And the first year they lost 67,000,
Oh,
but the
okay.
next year they made 18,000.
And that's closer to like an 80,000 difference.
Yeah.
So anyway, moving on. Calculate the growth rate from the beginning of 2002 to the end of 2004, and from the beginning of 2002 to the end of 2006. How do you determine growth rate? So we should answer the how do you determine growth rate first and then calculate, because I don't really know.
Yeah.
So growth rate, are we talking about market size or money growth?
I
It
think
doesn't say.
Gross profit, total
I don't know.
revenue.
The question below says, how satisfied are you with the revenue growth? And then operating
growth.
margin.
It grew from 26,000 to 631,000. So pretty much $650,000.
Yeah, and revenues. On page 20, it's
Wait a
under
minute.
revenue towards the top.
Why does it say? Oh, sorry. I mean total cost of revenue, not revenue. There it is.
Okay, that's why I was like, wait.
I don't even see revenue. I see revenue and then I look over and it's blank.
It's a total revenue. It's right in the middle.
Yeah, it's just 2 above the total cost of revenue.
Okay, I'm with it. I'm with it now.
So it looks like they went from, in 2002 to 2004, they went from 59,042 to $2,598,007.
Yeah. That's a huge difference.
Yep. So how would we calculate that?
The growth percentage. I would do. Let me see.
I feel like the numbers I'm spitting out are like ridiculously huge, but the issue is that they probably are. They went from 59 grand to like.
Yeah, I got like
$2.5 million,
436 times as big.
Yeah, that's a lot of difference.
But I mean, that makes sense. Like 59,000. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, because you just divide 2598,007 divided by.
The 59,042. Yeah, and you get like 400%.
Yeah. Well, is that 400%?
I thought so. Because I mean, it's like if it was 100% of what it was, that would make it 100,000, right?
Right. So 59,000 goes in there 44 times. So it 44 times,
Or maybe that's what it is. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, crap. Oh,
So it's like, wouldn't that be 4,400%?
Bigger. Yeah. I think I
Wouldn't
was just
multiply
moving the
by-
decimal wrong.
You'd multiply it by 100, right? Because that's 100. It goes into there 44 times. So they made 44 times more money. So 44 times 100 to get the percentage. So it's
44.
4,400% growth.
Yeah.
Holy crap. And then the next year is like, it only doubles. It's only like 200% growth over.
Are you looking at the
04 to
revenue
05.
or the net
Yeah.
operating?
Revenue. Total revenue.
Okay.
Yeah, because we can't really use gross profit as a mark for growth.
What about
Because it-
operating margin? Because if they're growing, wouldn't it be their actual operation? What they're operating at? Because the way I think about it, because they threw out in the discussion, they threw out numbers like we had 3,000 employees at this time, and at this time we had, I think they said like 300,000 employees or something like that.
Well, they're not.
I don't think it was 300,000. You know what I mean? I'm trying to remember where it was.
So like the operating margin, like the gross profits and stuff like that, aren't really an accurate growth calculation because just because you have a lot more expenses in a given year versus another year doesn't necessarily trend with your growth. Because like,
Okay.
let's say you're buying a whole bunch of equipment one year that caused you to have like a negative profit or not make any money or make a lot lower amount of money. That doesn't necessarily define how much money you brought in as far as how your growth was, though. Does that make sense? Because you just bought a lot of stuff, and maybe next year, like you're going to use all those assets and all that equipment that you bought the year before, and you're going to make a whole bunch more money. But neither one, the calculation doesn't define it. It's just how did the revenue grow, regardless of the costs associated with the growth and stuff.
Okay.
So we're satisfied with the growth of 4,400%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And then what did we get for? Did anybody do the calculation for 02?
Revenue.
For
For
what?
2006. For 2006.
No, we don't actually have the actual for 2006, do we?
No, we just have a forecast.
But still, I mean, if it was 19,767,292 divided by 59,042.
It's like 3,000. Oh wait, I'm sorry, I forgot. 33,000% bigger.
Right. So it's good.
Yeah,
Oh, and then
it's
this
still
is a question,
increasing.
Connor. Yeah, it's increasing from when they first started for sure. But like if you look at like so like let's say we go from like 02 to 03, the
Yeah.
revenue growth there is not as high. So it's like what is it?
Wait, I'm sorry. What did you say the percentage was from 2004 to 2006?
It's 33,480% larger.
From 2004 to 2006?
From
Oh no, 02 to
2002
Oh,
to
okay,
2006.
All right. What was my question again? Oh, okay. All right. Never mind then. I thought you were crazy, but I was wrong.
So then going on to your question, Connor, so is operating margin percentage. How satisfied are you with operating margin? What is the operating margin? Brought it up.
Okay, so operating margin, that's just the money that's coming in from operating. Okay, operating income, here we go. Okay. An operating expense. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna skip the 2002. I'm just gonna look at 2003 and on one sec.
It does give
18.
you the percent on the next page.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at that. So the operating margin percent, is that the percent of income from the expense?
So operation margin is operation earnings divided by revenue. Basically tells
Earnings.
you. Yeah, basically it's kind of it's a profitability ratio.
Okay. I don't know what the deal is with 2002, but it is growing from 2003 on, except for 2005, 2006. Never mind. I don't know. It seems kind of neutral.
Yeah, it's interesting because at the very beginning their operating margin is good because I mean essentially they made some money at the beginning and they basically didn't put money in, like they ran really super lean, and then basically they geared up more or less in 2003 and 2004, like they probably like trailed in 2004, and then you can kind of see like it kind of stabilizes out after they've kind of got all their infrastructure and all their stuff in place.
Mm.
So just to me, it looks like it just kind of stabilizes, like it, they're
It like plateaus off
not
almost, yeah.
looking, at the beginning they're investing in like their infrastructure, all their algorithms, how they do things. So they're spending a bit more money to kind of establish what they're doing. But then once they do that, that spending kind of goes, and then it's just it's kind of linear with their revenue. It's still a really good, margin. They're making really good money. I mean, I think ratios like that. I mean, if they're doing like 50%, they're doing pretty good.
Sorry, I'm not texting. I'm doing my own little calculations here.
Yeah,
You're fine.
I'm giving you a 1.
So, okay, so operation income, I'm doing the operation income / loss divided by the total operation expense. And so, like, for example, 2003, the 18,000 there on the operation income, that one's 4% of the expense. And then for the next one, that's actually 18% of the expense. I mean, still going up, but I'm trying to just get a ratio of like how much they're expending versus how much they're getting out of it. And then like if you look at
How-
2004,
you're saying how much money they're spending with regard to anything,
How much-
like anything.
how much they're
particular?
making versus how much they're expending. So I'm doing the 18,000 divided by 469,000. But then when you go over to 2004, that's like almost half, little more than half. They're making more than half of income versus the expense.
Well, so
You get where I'm going with that?
I mean, so you're looking at that 18,000 or whatever right there.
Yeah.
So their
And then
operational income, that's basically just their gross profit less their total operation expenses. So that they're actually making a little, because their total operation expenses are above that, the 469,127.
Yeah. I'm just saying like the ratio is going up more, but that's okay. I'm happy with what I'm looking at. Yay.
So I think so you're calculating basically, you're taking the 18,822 and dividing it by the revenue.
469,127. So the ratio of how much like as a manager, I'd be like, okay, are we spending more on operations than they're making in? But if I look at this, I'm saying, oh, if we spend more money, they will continue to make us even more money. So they're not wasting money on expenses with them. Because I'm thinking that more calculations are brought into this.
Which
Huh?
calculation are you doing? Are you still doing the operating margin calculation?
No, not at all.
You're doing a different calculation. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Never mind.
Okay.
I was like, well, because I was like, wait, where did you get? So
The operation income divided by total operation expense.
okay. Gotcha.
I'm really happier with those numbers. Because I look at 2002, that's a low ratio, but if you look at 2006, that projection actually is over half also. Like, yeah, the more money we spend in operations, the more money they're going to make in operations.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
The way I see it, it's giving money to the actual people who make the money. The workers.
I gotcha.
Okay.
Anyway, sorry.
That
If number 4, if BzzAgent is growing and profitable, why are they raising money now?
to kill out the competition.
Bueller, anyone else?
Yeah. Oh, okay, sorry.
I think they just wanted to expand, or well, they don't really need it, right? They just want to expand more.
Well, the way I see it, they're getting competition. They make a business, other people are competing, and they're like, oh crap, people are competing with us. We need to make our business outgrow them fast and now. That's what I'm thinking.
But they made a gross profit of 15.3 million in 2006. That's their forecast anyway.
No.
And 5.5 million, and again, that's gross profit. So I mean, after ratios, their operating margin is 24.9% in theory in 2005. It's 27.75. So I mean, they're making money for sure.
Yeah. part of me is like, I wonder if they're just trying to leverage their company better. You know how like sometimes it's more desirable if you do have debt with someone else, just because it's like you're more leveraged.
Why is that desirable? I'm not being.
I don't like. I just know. So like in one of my other classes, we had like a simulation kind of thing, and it was better if you still had some debt because people liked that you were like a higher leverage.
Like Capsim?
Yeah.
Hi again.
Hi.
But I don't know. I don't know because in
We
real
kicked it
life,
off a
I
bit.
feel like it would be better to not have any Connors on here
Hey,
twice.
sorry, it kicked me out for a minute, and now I can see Levi, and now I can see Jason.
Oh, well, you're on my
This whole
screen.
time. Oh, this whole time I haven't seen either of you two.
Oh.
Oh. So it's. I remember the Capsim stuff. Like I don't
It was
know
my
why it wanted you to be more leveraged. I mean, I understood in the game that it was beneficial to be a little bit more leveraged, like not too
Right.
much. It was beneficial to like borrow as much long-term debt as you could every single round. 'Cause you never had to pay back.
Dude, I love that. Dude, the first time, okay, so like before we started on the simulation, okay, never mind. Tangent.
All right, so now I can't go off on a tangent either. All right. Can they succeed without VC funds? I
Yes.
vote
I think so.
very much yes. The reason I understood that they were looking for venture capitalists is because, like, if you look at the way they did it and the conversation that was between the two dudes, whatever their names were,
Balter?
B and C, I don't know. Yeah, Balter and
Kavanaugh.
Kavanaugh.
yeah, whatever, cappuccino guy. So I don't know what his name is, but that second guy, their whole thing was they wanted to set the terms because they really didn't want to deal with venture capitalists. So
Yeah.
they basically came up with their own terms and said, we want the benefit of their experience and basically having them be able to get us to places in the market that we couldn't already get by ourselves.
Yeah. Like references.
At the end, yeah. So they were looking for like when people go on Shark Tank, it's like, yeah, we're making money, but like they're more after the expertise of a particular shark. You know, they go after Damon if they're in the apparel industry. They go after I don't know what everyone's name is.
Well, it's like references almost, and if those people are already like trustworthy, everyone's going to take your brand more seriously.
Right.
So
It's allowing them to get into places they couldn't get before. They take Mr. Wonderful if they want to get into Costco. So it's like, okay.
Yeah. That makes sense. What role does timing play in this decision? I feel like you're saying, they were both kind of rushed. Like they both had big things coming up, but they knew this was the right time to like try to expand their company. So that's why they did it this way, I feel like.
Yeah. They need to get it done like now. They gave all the VCs like a week to decide, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It does say how much money does BzzAgent need. They didn't. I don't remember anything.
I don't think they
like
need
a specific.
money. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's mostly just connections.
Okay.
I don't even know how much were they asking?
It was like 10 million. Well, they did
like
a valuation of 40.
In
14.
terms of timing, I had to look this up. It's in the second paragraph of the whole thing. Rather than appealing to venture capital firms and proposing a deal, Walter and Kavanaugh had a set price and terms and the timeline and invited 11 venture capitalists to compete the right to invest. So if they're competing, they just need to know the right time to say, okay, we'll take that deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, again, they distributed that and they gave them all a week to decide.
Mm-hmm. Oh, what was that part?
I
guess I zone in and out sometimes when I read this.
Yeah, so they only gave, like, when they distributed the offer, like, once their auction, if you will, went live, they were only giving them a week to sign the term sheet and return it to them.
Yeah.
And then they kind of take who they wanted to
Okay.
do it.
But I feel like they don't need money. They just are trying to like build connections. Like when it says how much do they need, like I don't think they need any.
Yeah, I don't think they do either, not at all. I think one of the interesting things that said in there was that like they talked about going through like haggling about their value and stuff with venture capitalists and basically like just hating their guts before they even started their professional relationship.
Yeah.
And that was one of they're presenting their own terms because they don't want to do that. They really want a partnership that'll help both of them. You know, obviously the venture capitalists want to make money, but they also want to make, they want to do it in a way that they are happy with. That was the biggest thing for me. They don't care about the money. They're making money.
Yeah.
Well, I guess when they looked through the list, they didn't look at how much money they could provide. They were looking at which partners they wanted to work with. And they're like, oh, okay, I don't like this person. They're going to go at the bottom of the list.
Right.
Because they had a list of who they wanted to work with. They didn't really know anything about how much money they would give them. So. Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah. It was smart because they're in a good spot. I mean, they're making lots of money. So it's like, hey, like try out and see if we want to work with you because we're not, because no one company can offer them more than the other one. It's like, this is purely based on us working with you. It has nothing to do with how much money or how much more money or anything else, like how much of a better evaluation you're going to give to us. Like it's purely based on, yeah, you're going to give us the money, but we're going to be partners and this is how it's going to work.
Yeah.
We want to work with one of you 11 companies because we value who you are, what you do, and the expertise you bring to the table. And that's it. Let's open our spreadsheets.
Already.
Compare the 50 million valuation on a 15 million investment.
All right.
Oh. I didn't complete the class prep worksheet one. I did 1, 2, and 3. Introduction, returns requirement, and capitalization tables.
The class prep one is like just mostly some opinionated ones, like the top one and stuff.
Yeah.
It's not, yeah.
I'll get that done in a minute. But in the meantime, I'll share my screen with you guys.
All right. We love screen sharing.
Let's see.
At least I do.
Hey, my screen share actually worked this time.
Woo!
What does that mean, compare the 50 million valuation of 15? Like, I know that's on page 2, the venture capitalist return requirements, like the second option. But what are we comparing?
I think we're comparing these numbers right here. 40 million of that with that. Because, yeah.
The 40 million with the 50 million?
Well, yeah, just like, well, not specifically the 40 with the 50, but the fruits that come from
the two options. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally said the BzzAgent term sheet. And it had nothing to do with finances, really.
Really just had to do with the other guys being totaled.
Exactly. Well, that's exactly what I said in my summary up here. I was like, well, I don't really like this. What I'm seeing. Oh gosh, I don't really like what I'm seeing here, and I don't like what I'm seeing here.
Yeah, they skewed it really hard towards their favor for sure.
Yeah. I kind of didn't mind that though, because I felt like they gave them like some pretty big opportunities.
Do you know who gave someone else opportunities? The board members of Apple when they kicked out Steve Jobs.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I also just felt like when you looked at what he was like comparing them for, like they ranked us. I mean, the score was between firm A or firm B. And the reason they didn't like firm A was because they had just started. But firm B had been around for 20 years.
Okay.
Yeah, they have.
So I felt like they were more like trustworthy. What should we compare?
I don't know. Ours should all look the same, right?
To compare.
So I checked mine at the end with the answer key to make sure I got them right.
I spelled expectations wrong. Or no, did I? Nope, I'm good.
I think one of the big comparisons is how much equity the VC term gets versus the BzzAgent term sheet. It doesn't seem like a lot, right?
Yeah.
But if you look how much they change, like the whole makeup of the company, they get an extra 3%, which not much, right? But when you're talking about like the current shareholders and stuff, the BzzAgent term sheet has 72% going towards current shareholders, right? And then they have a smaller option pool. And I understand the reason why the VCs did the bigger option pool is so they could essentially give more stuff to whoever they hired on as executives.
Yeah.
But I feel like that again was skewed in the favor of this venture capital company because again, they're probably looking or have specific people in mind that they want to hire, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they could hire theoretically additional people that would get a larger chunk out of the option pool if it was 17% versus just 8%. So I think it's like smart, but like I said, it's heavily skewed towards the venture capitalist folks. Whereas the BzzAgent one, it's not like horribly skewed. You know, it definitely gives the Series B investor like a really good
that's
reason.
not the
Getting
3%. Yeah.
But it's not. It's keeping most of the stuff with the shareholders. So they definitely make out a lot better with their own term sheet, and it's also the whole board of directors thing. Like I felt like the BzzAgent's board of directors was pretty even. Does that make sense? Like they have
on the BzzAgent,
yeah,
like they have a Series A guy, they have a Series B guy, they have the two founders,
yeah,
and then like someone that everyone agrees on, and then like another dude that everyone agrees on. Whereas like the VCs have two of their guys, one of the first guys, the two founder, and then another guy skewed for them. So they have three of their folks against three of the other folks. So it's like I
have a question. Looking at that stuff, whatever happened to Gully Arshad?
Is that
who?
Okay, I'm sharing. Okay, GUI. Hey, this guy. Arshad was willing to be an angel investor, but only if Kavanaugh would invest as well.
They both did invest.
Okay, but how come he's not on the board of directors?
I think his friend is.
How come Gully isn't?
Because he doesn't want to be. He's just an investor.
Okay.
He's part of that 72% current shareholders.
Okay.
Hey, do you guys know, like in Hangouts, like once I click on someone's like
How to get
profile
it?
thing?
Yeah, how to get it to stop doing that?
Yeah, 'cause, like,
I have not been
I'm
able
looking
to
everything
figure that
up, but I
out.
don't want to look.
You just click on their picture in the bottom right.
No, I know, but like, how do I get it off? Because normally it just shifts back and forth between me
Oh,
talking.
click on their picture again.
Right, click on the person's profile again.
Okay, cool, thanks.
I
'Cause it was, like,
did that
really
one
hard.
time and it was like, I don't know how to fix it.
Yeah. It's like crap.
Yeah.
So anyway, are we good
Well,
with that one?
it's useful if somebody's sharing their screen and then you just click on it and it just stays there. But
Right, and that's why I was at, because I just clicked on Connor's screen so I could actually see it
okay.
when he wasn't talking.
Okay, next
Oh.
question. Using your spreadsheet, discuss the math you use to calculate your answers on the tab entitled to the return requirements. Did any of you have any troubles with it?
I had troubles with this one and this one.
With
And
which ones?
and this one. They
Oh,
were impossible.
I had the troubles with the first two, and then I figured out how those were, and then I figured out what they were doing after that.
yeah.
And
Plus, I was tired.
You're on the wrong tab.
I know, I was looking at my other ones because I had no.
Oh, it's like for number 2.
Now I'm on the wrong tab, but I was on the right tab.
Gotcha. I feel like once if I got stuck, it was helpful to check why I was like getting it wrong. Figure out why that would make sense, and I thought that was super helpful having the answer key. Like if it wasn't the same, I could figure out why it was wrong.
I had to remember another one, but I can't remember which one it was. Well, okay. Anyway.
So yes, it was difficult for me for a while until I figured out those first two, and I was really tired, so it probably did not help at all.
But do you all figure it out eventually?
Yeah.
All right, next one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do the growth expectations affect your view on which term sheet is more favorable to management? I thought that the venture capitalist was a little bit more favorable to, I mean, I don't know if it was favorable to management because management on the first one would get a larger percent of things. But in the long run, like closing costs and things, they would get a lot more if they worked with the venture capitalists, the people who changed the term sheet, wise and things like that, if they ever sold. So I thought like eventually that would be more favorable.
We're talking about the growth expectations that case study or in the Excel.
Excel. Pretty sure.
Yeah, that's, yeah.
The only thing that I see is the big difference is this number right here. It's really just the biggest difference in all of it.
Yeah.
So I put from an economic standpoint. Sorry. I need to chew faster. From an economic standpoint, basically, from a management perspective, yeah, at the end of the day, when their valuation is like way higher, it won't make as big of a difference. But from a percentage wise, it might. So economically, I put yes, they should go with the Series B guys, the VC guys,
Yeah.
whatever firm I think they called them.
Firm B, yeah.
Yeah, just because the actual dollar amount isn't messed up, if that makes sense. Like they're still gonna get their money out, but again, based purely on growth and economics. Like Hunter said, they could try to vote him out too.
So this is number wise, not meant, because it's asking which one's more favorable to management. Because they don't get they lose more control with the VC firm option.
Yeah,
but
they do.
But it makes their company look better if they take option B, just because it makes their numbers larger and make people want to invest more. So would it still be option B then, or?
That's how I put it, because like I thought, even though it's not as favorable, like you don't have as much control and things like that, I thought like eventually if you were to sell the company or something, like it'd be more favorable for management to have made $20 million more.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the reason I picked it. I don't completely agree with my own decision, but
yeah. Okay, go to the tab entitled the recapitalization tables and compare your responses in the green highlighted cells. If there are any differences or questions about the numbers, help each other come to the right answer. Let's see. If you checked it with the answer key, we should have all the same numbers.
The question is, how did you get the numbers?
Yeah. That said, if you have any different numbers. How did we get the numbers? Well, the first one was super easy. We just added it.
Second one was easy. We divided it.
Yeah.
Third one was more complicated. I took the 100%, so put in the 17% because we already knew that, because that was part of the terms.
Yeah.
And then subtracted all those from 100% to get 59.9%.
That's how I did it too.
Now, option pool, like shares numbers, that was a pain in the butt, I feel like.
Yeah.
The pain in the butt was to get the total number of shares at the beginning. So
Once you had
what I did,
easy. What did you do?
Yeah, once I took the 59.9%, divided it by the total number of shares currently in existence on that line to get the share amount per percentage point, and then multiplied that by 100%. Makes sense?
Yeah.
How did you guys do it?
Which one are we doing? I got kicked off, so I don't know which one we're doing. It just
We're
said
just on step 3.
Okay.
Yes, 3 on 3.
Okay.
My child is screaming in the other room. I don't know why. She's very upset. I fed her like 5 ounces like an hour ago. I don't know why she mad. So how did you guys calculate the total number of shares?
So what I did was, so you had the current shareholders, and I just did the shares divided by the percentage.
Okay. And then how did you get the total number of shares?
That's how I got the total number of shares. And then to find the other shares, I multiplied the total by the percentage. So I did, let's see. So I did,
more or less.
what?
You're like the same thing I did, more or less.
Yeah.
because once I had that big number, then I just multiplied the big number times the percentages.
With the percentages. That's what I did, yeah.
For me, it was just a pain in the butt to figure out how to get that big number without any other numbers besides the percentage and the shares.
Yeah.
I don't know why it was so, like I said, these calculations were hard. It was late. I was tired.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Connor, are you still there? There you are.
Let's see. Okay. From there, I feel like it was pretty straightforward.
What are we on?
Step 4.
Question 8 in the discussion. So step 4, I got $7.06 when I divided the pre-money holders shares divided by the overall value.
Yep.
What?
I got the share price for the new valuation by dividing 50 million by the total number of shares.
Yeah, I got it to $7.06.
Oh, okay. I thought you said 8 cents. So I'm like, what the heck?
Oh.
And then one
just
correct
multiply
answer.
the price of the shares.
Yeah, that's what I got too.
Same.
Fantastic.
And then for value, I just did the the price is the $7.06 times the shares.
Me too.
And then I just did that same thing for the next one.
Yep.
Cool.
How about you, Jason? You good with that?
Yeah, that's what I got. Shares times the price per share.
Groovy.
Okay. Why is the price per share of the venture capitalist term sheet very close to that of the venture capitalist term sheet, but the value to current shareholders is different? Important to you as a founder, and then which number is more important to you as a Series A investor?
I said the amount of shares in the computation plays a big role.
Yeah, that. As a founder, because and a Series A shareholder is because you own a lot less of the company.
Yeah.
The skew is 12%. And if depending on how big the company gets, I mean, obviously none of these guys, if the company gets sold or something, none of these guys are going to be hurting for money. Not really. But I mean, when you're talking about 12%, if they, let's say they could grow it to the same amount, that 12% is going to be kind of painful when they realize, because if they're talking about like a, not even, almost a $3 million difference, right, for the value.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But there's 500,000 more shares in that pot,
Yeah.
right? So that means,
I said when I was answering some questions, I just said just because there were so many more shares out there, like the option pool, that's what would really matter.
and did you guys look at the, let's see, what was it? I think it was on, oh yeah, the sheet 2 VC return requirements. If you look at the required revenue compound annual growth, instead of it being 59%, it was 67.7. So like they have to grow at an additional 8% a year for this to even happen.
Yeah.
Like if they don't grow at 8% a year, then that number, like I know it's $3 million, but when you're talking about that much, if they don't grow by 8% a year, that 2 or 3%, maybe they grow by 5% a year, then that $3 million extra that they would have gotten before gets eaten up really quick. So at that point, they're no longer making more money, a lower quantity of money. Whereas they could have, again, had a 59.9, an 8% difference or 8% lower growth and still made almost as much money.
Yeah, that's another reason why I said that I'd pick that option, because it's less pressure and it like not the emotional pressure, but it's easier to run a business when it doesn't have to grow by so much each year.
I mean, they're sure growing a lot for sure, but. All right, next. How long were we at? Like an hour and change?
Yeah. Oh, we still have to read the case study and stuff.
Ugh.
As a group, are we on number 11?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now let's group read blah case. You must complete the poll before gaining access to the B case. Oh, okay.
Complete poll yet?
No. I just completed my thing before our discussion.
The poll's really easy. It's 2 questions.
2 questions.
All right.
Yeah, I figured, but I'll go do it real quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I have the case B pulled up.
Fantastic. Do you want to read it? Well,
Yeah, I can start reading it.
Oh, I can
Okay,
pay
raising capital at BzzAgent. After serious contemplation, Dave Balter decided to follow the advice of the chairman and sent the proposed term sheet to 11 venture capital firms. Kavana and Balter had identified these firms as those that had significant relevant industry expertise, were known to add value to their portfolio companies, or who might improve the chances of a successful exit through the cachet of their own brand name. The firms included 4 of the top West Coast VCs, 4 of the top East Coast VCs, and 3 firms that had multiple investments in consumer companies. Although Balter had been concerned that their approach would have been deemed to be brash and naive, he was pleasantly surprised when several firms quickly arranged for follow-up calls and meetings to learn more about BzzAgent and to discuss what sort of partnership they might be for business. Over the course of the following weeks, Balter and Kavana met with each of the firms, many of which agreed to the basic terms and conditions that BzzAgent had proposed. A few of the firms asked to change specific terms. Balter's answer was always the same: you should change whatever you would like to change, but we will consider that a negative in our assessment of your proposal. We will think the proposed term sheet is a balanced approach. Do you want me to keep going?
Question real quick.
Yeah.
So question 1, should Balter go along with Kavana's plan to hold a VC auction? Is that talking about just the different
I think it's auction.
sheets?
The
What do you mean to
action
do?
is to do the 11 VC auction.
Okay.
That was my assumption anyway, because I struggled with that word too. I was like, what are they talking about? I actually did a control find in the document. I was like, action. What the heck is that action? What are they talking about?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Ranking criteria. Unfortunately, while Balter and Kavana has succeeded in getting multiple VC firms to make offers on similar terms, this made for a difficult selection process. In an effort to cull the list and put some structure around the process, Balter created a set of criteria on the basis of which he thought they would judge the VC firms: effort, chemistry, domain expertise, cachet, and a value as a partner. Balter explained his criteria. We were very interested in firms that could actually help the business grow. We didn't require the capital to scale, and we were really thinking of our investors as partners. So effort, domain expertise, and value-added potential were intended to cover that. Chemistry was important to ensure we could work well together. This type of relationship is often like a marriage, so we want it to be a good one. Finally, cachet was important as it would help us acquire top-tier talent and open doors previously closed to us. Balter ranked the 11 firms on each of the criteria and sorted them by average ranking. The results of Balter's analysis are shown in Table 1 below. And that was on the other case study too, if you looked at it.
Yeah.
Of the 11 firms that met with BzzAgent, four clearly rose to the top. The 2 firms. Isn't this all from the other case study?
Pretty much.
I was like, all of this is just being repeated. Okay. So firm A was recently established East Coast seed and early stage investor founded by a team of experienced entrepreneurs and investors. The firm prided itself on being an active investor and bringing deep resources to its profile companies through experience and perspectives of the former entrepreneurs that made up much of the investment team.
We should just ask if everybody read all the descriptions.
Yeah. Did you guys all read them?
So
Yeah.
the terms?
Like each firm.
The investors.
There was firm A, B, and C, and D.
My stuff all just closed. I just like lost everything. I still did
But
the test though.
did you read it in the other when you read the original case study? Like all of this was in the original case study.
Let's see here.
Say yes. Hallelujah.
I read it.
Yeah. Okay.
Awesome.
Just that is basically all it's asking is like, all it's saying is, hey, we decided to do this approach, and here's our approach, and this is why we like or dislike all these. It's only firms
Yep.
A through D.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so the next step, sitting down with his chairman to determine their next move, Balter began discussing his ranking system and the relative merits of the different firms. Was his ranking system the right approach? Had Balter used the right criteria? Now that they had identified their top 4 BC firms, how should they proceed? So I have a Word document already pulled up so we can just start writing. So the question is, as a group, we need to decide which offer we would take, if any, and then write which one, and then explain our reasoning.
Wow. Okay. So do you guys have any votes or any questions on which one and why?
Well,
So far I still like. Oh, go ahead, Jason.
No, I was just starting those. So are we voting right now, or what are we doing?
Yeah, like as a group, we need to decide which offer we would take. If
do we trust Balter? Because most of these are just like, this concerns Balter, and then this one says like that concerns Balter, and then strong fit, but Balter never felt quite connected with the lead partner on the deal. So I just see all these things that like Balter doesn't like from A, B, or C.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we just need to decide like what we would do, which we would take, because he's still like at this point he needs to discuss it with like his partners and stuff. So we're kind of like the partners, so we need to decide what we would do.
Are we only picking between A, B, and C?
Or D.
A, B, C, and D.
So far,
the number on the.
So far, I liked A and B the best, even though he got along with D. I think he said D was the most responsive, and he was a better fit on paper. If he never felt connected with him, the whole point of this was to like open new doors and things. So I didn't like D as much, and they were only out of Silicon Valley, so it seemed like he wasn't going to fly back and forth very often. They would only, is this one that would only meet at meetings?
Is it C?
Is that C?
Yeah, I think that's C.
Yeah. Okay, so I didn't like C, and D he didn't feel connected with. So I kind of I don't know.
Why didn't he like C though? Or why? No, that was you. Why didn't you like C?
I didn't like it just because it seems like the whole point of them doing this process was to make a connection and have like a solid partner and like open doors that way. And C just seemed like they liked the idea, but they weren't gonna be like 100% invested in working with him, if that makes sense. Like they said that they would only him during meetings and things like that. Like they wouldn't be around for a lot of the other things. They would still want him to kind of take care of that. And so he wasn't even sure how much value they would really add to him because they were, I think, out of Silicon Valley. So they wouldn't fly out to the East Coast or have anyone out there to help with it either. I don't
They
know.
were a pain in the butt. Got it.
Yeah.
So I like A because they're kind, but I like C because in that second paragraph on C, it says the firm put together a 60-page document outlining everything they could do for BzzAgent. It offered intermediate help in putting together a full executive team. They sound like they really want the deal. So you could just be like, sounds like you guys really want it, and then just start upping things.
Like on firm D.
From C.
Firm C didn't. Firm D was the one who put together the 60-page document.
Hang on. Watch this. So is mine different from your guys's?
Yeah. So that's the original one. I don't know why that's different. So on the other one, the cage speed or it's different.
Oh, I'm looking at it now.
Oh, it is
Oh wow.
different.
Yeah, that's totally from D. Okay.
That's weird.
Weird.
So, like, the only one I have a question on is what is a cachet? Like, what was it exactly?
Oh, I saw that. It was, let's see.
Track record, more or less, or?
Yeah, I think so. What it was like their reputation.
Based on everything I see here, like if the only thing is that they don't have like a stellar reputation, but he feels like they know the business and they're already willing to help and he has a good connection with them, that's what he's looking for. Like just because they don't have like a proven track record doesn't necessarily mean they're not good.
Yeah. My only thing was some of them seemed so new and early, like they had just started. That part of it for him was they wanted to like get in the market in ways they hadn't been able to before. And with like a really new firm, they probably don't have those connections.
Right. But it says the lead partner on the transaction at Firm A was extremely knowledgeable about the consumer technology industry and was enthusiastic about the deal. So like he knows, like the guy that's in on it knows about, you know, the part of the industry or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like, how do you decide? Because basically they're deciding between like crotchety old guys that have been around for 20 years, have an awesome track record, but are only going to show up at board meetings and supply money, basically, is what I got out of Firm C, right? You have guys that want way too much money. Firm B is also pretty new, but they are willing to give you more money. They want a higher valuation, but they also want a bigger chunk of it at the end and to kind of skew all the numbers in their favor, which is aggressive, but they're still new, right? They don't have like a long experience.
Yeah.
But they do have industry-based knowledge. From my understanding, they're ranked 1 for the cachet thing.
Yeah.
So in theory, that extra 8% growth that they're looking to basically even out is good because they could theoretically provide that bump there to everyone else. And then Firm D, I don't even think anyone is considering Firm D.
No.
Okay.
I was
Jason?
considering either B or D, but so I can drop D.
I was like in between A and B.
It's kind of where I'm at.
I was just my only argument for D was that you could manipulate them.
But that's not the point though. They don't even want
I know.
money. Like they don't even care about the money. They want like a good, solid partnership with people that know what the heck they're doing that can help them like grow. So like I think Firm B is probably the best if we can get over the fact that they're trying to take over the company.
So Firm B is the action one in the Excel spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I did not put that together. Okay. I just put that together.
So for do you guys, again, the hurdle for me is like, okay, are you willing to give up half the seats on your board and give them a slightly lower, like it's not even the percentage that's that really big a deal, because if they can push the growth and get you into places where you couldn't get before and they have really good industry knowledge that way, then the extra little bit doesn't really matter because you're going to make out, you're going to make a whole lot more money, right?
Yeah.
And are you willing to sacrifice like half of your board votes essentially for that extra bump that they're going to give your company?
Mm-hmm.
Which again, it's a catch-22 because like at the same time it's like I was going to be like, hey, I want to give you guys more money, I want to increase your valuation, and I want to bring like all this knowledge to the table. Like this is my industry and I know I can make you successful, but I want to have a better opportunity to have people on the board that are going to vote the direction I want to go because basically I know better than you. I don't know. That's kind of what I get out of it.
Yeah.
So decision time? A or B?
I don't know. What are you guys leaning towards? We just have to choose one.
I'm kind of leaning towards
Even
B.
if we don't 100% agree.
I don't know. Can you get half the 50% board goes to B?
Well, I guess if they're gonna sell a company early on, I'd go with B.
Yeah.
But if they want to make more of their own decisions, I'd go with Firm A.
Yeah.
But at this point, when I read it, I don't feel like they want to sell it. I feel like the guy still wants. I feel like he still wants to run it for a while.
I don't know. I think it's like so close, but I think the sacrifice to go with Firm B is like worth it. Just because I feel like they'll have a good relationship. I don't think that they'll necessarily butt heads as much as like we probably think they will.
Yeah.
Because they're both trying to go this direction. It's not like one's trying to go over here and the other one's going here. Like Firm B knows what they're doing, and I don't know.
Okay. For mine, this is why I just lost it.
Rough day.
Okay. This makes me more nervous than anything else.
What?
I promise to be very involved. You get where I'm going with that?
That doesn't bother me. I mean, he's telling you he's going to be there a lot.
Yeah, but like a promise. Oh, I promise I'll be involved. I promise.
But look
I
at
don't
Okay,
know.
great.
I didn't know. Agreed.
I'll take your word for that. I'll just take your word for that.
But he has to take everyone's word.
Right. Read the next line after that, though.
Okay. So interested.
So it's like, you just have to make a decision, man. Firm A or
I say
firm
B. They sound more serious. I say B.
Okay, Connor decides to end the conversation versus debate more.
Well, I don't think I really have anything. I don't think I have a problem with B. If they're going in the same direction, then it kind of makes sense. Plus, you're probably going to give them more money anyway, so.
They have more to lose, I guess. I don't know. Cool.
Okay, so what's our reasoning for choosing firm B?
Our reason for choosing firm B, let's see.
Like they provide greater financial standings.
We're willing to choose firm B because we're not really choosing them based off of the financials.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
We're choosing firm B because they can bring oh man. I just had like a really, really good wording and then I forgot it. So we're choosing firm B because of their extensive experience and what they bring to the table in terms of I don't know what do they call it? Market. I don't know.
Their network.
Influence. Yeah, network. That's a good one. Because they're already tied in with them through professional connections between the partners and the chairman. And because of their willingness to assist them. And I think at the end of the day, I don't know how to word this. But basically, what do we have so far? Sorry.
So far, we have their extensive experience and background. They have a large network, and they are already tied to them through connections, and they're willing to assist them. So, I mean, we can just
And they've
like
been
fluff it.
And they've been helpful with the fundraising process.
They've been helpful in the what process?
The fundraising process. Like they've already shown some work.
Okay.
It said right here, Firm B had proven to be both enthusiastic and helpful in the fundraising process.
Yay.
I like proof.
That they were helpful and what?
Helpful in the fundraising process.
Oh, just helpful in the fundraising.
Or it said enthusiastic and helpful.
Enthusiastic. Okay.
Any other reasons why we would want them over the other guys?
Proof is better than promise.
What?
Proof is better than promise.
Ah, true. I can go with that. All right. So, is that good? We all good with that? Fantastic.
Yay.
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get, I'm trying to be done here.
I know.
Kelly's dying on us. Jason's like halfway there.
I'm like, I leave to go to Denver tomorrow morning. So I'm like trying to get all my homework for the whole week done like tonight. So Yeah.
Good luck.
Infringing on your time frame. Got it.
No,
Alright,
no, it's
so-
fine. It's fine. I just like now I'm like, oh man, I have like 4 hours to get things done. Okay.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I have like 2 and then before I have to go to sleep. So
I just like, yeah,
I
I
have to
go to
wake up
bed at
at-
like 1 in the morning so I can finish homework. But
yeah, I can do that. I wake up at like 4:30 to go to work. So
yeah, that wouldn't work.
Mm-mm.
I wake up at usually like 7 o'clock. My last class gets out at 7:15. Come home, take a nap, and then do my homework.
That's intelligent. I wish I could do that, but I don't have time.
I'm single, no kids.
I am
Sounds like my schedule, except I have one more class.
a under 3-year-old and a 3-month-old.
Yeah, that'll keep you busy.
A full-time job. But okay, cool. So yeah, just send the link as you normally do, Kelly, and
Yeah.
maybe someday we'll figure out how to hang out so you don't have to start it.
Do we still need to do a summary type thing? I hope not.
I think this kind of is our summary,
Okay.
Yeah.
like this document thing.
Cool.
Yeah, I think we're okay. Well, you know, it says actually, we do still have to do it at the top.
Summary,
It
you
says
said it
we
on B.
need to provide a timestamp in addition to links so you know when the summary begins. So real quick, we'll just start now. As a group, we decided to go with firm B, and the reasoning is in the paper we submitted. And
We've been here for an hour and a half. I'm ready to go.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's a good summary.
yes.
That's a great.
And I think we all decided to go with the first sheet, right? Is the other main question.
The what?
The BzzAgent term sheet.
Oh, you mean firm B?
Yeah. No, I mean like table B.
Table.
Firm B, and then the first
Oh,
big
I mean,
question:
if we
did they
if we choose firm
the
B,
40
we're
million or
doing
the 50 million?
term sheet.
Oh, I got you.
If we choose firm B, we're going with the VC term sheet. Although it is not as good as the other one, and it skews the control of the board to. Well, it gives them it gives us 50-50 on the board.
Yeah.
Half of them are them, half of them are us. So, yeah. Okay, great. That's a great summary, guys.
Yeah.
Awesome.
If you want more, watch the whole hour and a half.
Alright. Okay, guys.
Okay.
Well,
Awesome.
I will talk next week.
Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect.
Kelly, enjoy
Alright.
Denver and enjoy Idaho for the other guys.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
Thanks.
All right, later, guys.
Bye.